Hi, Dad. Happy 80th birthday. I know you thought that we weren't going to plan anything until Mom got back, but I have been behind the scenes, orchestrating, cracking the whip. Well, you know the drill. I'm the oldest, so I'm sure that when we have a chance to talk, you'll remember the rest of what everybody else said about us planning this party. But I wanted to take an opportunity to tell you about some of the favorite memories I have of you growing up and the support that you've given, because I couldn't have done many of the things in life that I did without you. Okay, and I'm just going to take 1 second, and Johnny's not going to pause it. Okay, so first of all, I remember the times that we would go swimming and you would let us ride on your back and pretend like you were a dolphin and a whale, and we got to hang on to your back. Those are some of my most favorite memories when I was a little kid. I remember that when we would go to Grandma's house, he would fix up the old bikes so that all of us could go bike riding when we were in Nebraska. And that was a lot of fun to go around and see a town that we didn't have. And while it might have been not as exciting for you, it was just an adventure, and I remember that. I remember playing tennis. I remember all the times that you and I would practice at the courts in Kashmir, and it would be 110 in the middle of the day, and you would stand in one spot on the baseline and hit balls back and forth on either side of the court, and then tell me that I needed to hustle faster when I was pouring down with sweat. But because of those times, I was a better tennis player, and I appreciate that you spent that time with me. I remember all the times that I would practice the piano bright and early in the morning, and you would come and get me up and say, "Get up, Lynn, it's time to practice your piano." And I would get up and I would start practicing, and you would sit there patiently and listen, and when I made mistakes, you would tell me just to keep practicing. I remember when, sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I remember when I would come home to visit, and we'd get up early and talk in the mornings, and it was a nice quiet time that I didn't normally have in the rest of my day when the kids were little and they were still sleeping, and even when the kids weren't there. There was a time to catch up and talk about things and philosophize about things that I don't get to do with other people. And I remember when you would come to Quincy, and you would pick me up so I could go all the way back to play the piano and the organ at the Episcopal Church and at the Catholic Church. And that meant a lot to me, because I remember thinking, what other parent would drive from Kashmir up to Quincy, back to Kashmir, back to Quincy, and then back to Kashmir again, just so their daughter could continue with the small little job that she had, even though she was in a really tough time of her life, and you knew that the choices that she was making were not good choices. Just overall, I remember all the times that I could always count on you to talk to support me, to be there for Bryson when he was not the easiest child to raise. And I remember you babysitting him. I remember you trying to have patience with him. Not that anybody really had patience with Bryson, but I remember all of those times, Dad. And so for all of that, for everything that you've done in my life and for everything that you've done to support me and the rest of the kids, I appreciate you, Dad. I love you. Happy 80th birthday, Dad. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Grandpa, youngest grandson here. Hoping you're enjoying your special day. Hoping you're not too surprised. I feel like you got a keen sense of knowing when something's going on, so I imagine you knew something was happening. So, happy birthday, and happy New Year, and I hope you enjoy your birthday. Also, I wanted to leave you off with a memory that I have from when we were younger of taking me to the river every single day, and when we went on the ice, on the canal when it was frozen over, and you taught me how to ice skate. Hopefully we have a couple more of those when I get out.
Starting it.
And I would also like to thank you for coming up to visit me, and all your valiant attempts to beat me at Scrabble, though they may be in vain. I definitely look forward to a few more.
Go.
Alright, Grandpa, that's all for now. Thank you very much for all the support and love that you had. I hope you have a wonderful birthday filled with Supermans and Strongmans and everything else. Only 3.5 more years to go. So, I'll see you soon. We can take another walk to the river as soon as I get out.
Happy 80th birthday, Grandpa. Growing up with you has been amazing. I remember walking down to the river, and because I was so little, I would hold your pinky finger. I remember crossing the river with Bryson, which I shouldn't have done. Halfway I wanted to go back, but he told me just to continue to go. I lost my footing and I fell down, and you picked me up before I went into the rapids. Thank goodness. I remember walking up the...
Go.
I remember walking up the mountain and seeing the beautiful view. Bryson used to stick sticks in the ground to count every single time. I remember going to Walla Walla, and you bought me that Orca swimming little, I don't know what it's called. And I used to love that, and I'd play on it all the time. And after, once we were done swimming, we would go and play on the toys, and Bryson would always mess with me. We used to go to the dam and see the salmon, and you'd explain to me about how they were migrating. And then after that, we'd go see the rabbits, and we'd feed them, and then they finally took them away. So I just want to say happy 80th birthday. I love you, and I can't wait to see you, Grandpa.
Happy birthday, Dad. Happy 80th birthday, Dad. I wanted just to tell you some of the highlights or some of the memories I have throughout the years when I was a kid. And one of those memories was when we were at a Wyoming rest stop, and we were all going to this table, and there was a pop. It was super hot that day, and we all crowded around this table, and there was a pop on the table, and it wasn't empty yet. And Dad, you went over there, and I remember you taking a sip of that pop and finishing it off before you threw it away. And I remember Mom's face going, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just did that." And then I also wanted to thank you and the time when my car broke down in Lake Wenatchee in the middle of the winter, and I was super cold, and all my friends were with me, and then, if you remember, that car actually blew up with antifreeze. Everybody in the car got antifreeze all over them, and I remember you came to rescue me that morning. We walked to a neighbor's house somewhere out there, and we called you, and you came out and got us. You had the car towed back to the house, and you took us all out for breakfast. I don't know if you remember that, but I surely do. And the thing that I really want to tell you is I picked up all these little things that you used to do when I was just a kid, and now that I'm older, I do. And one of them is long back road drives all the time now. And when I'm in Bellingham or if I come back home, I love to take the back way around, and just see the sights, and just the slow. I can go 25 miles an hour like you did and just take my time. Just those little things that I picked up from you without even trying, and willy-nilly. I was just telling Lynn about, and Kelly about willy-nilly. You used to always say that. Don't willy-nilly it. I mean, who says that? And so, anyways, happy 80th birthday, Dad. I love you, and I just appreciated over the years the many times that you have been there for me. No matter what was going on in my life, no matter what was happening, I could always call you, and you would come. And so, I love you.
Hi Dad, I was thinking today in the car on the way over here of some of my favorite memories growing up, and one of my first ones was the Bluebird father-daughter Valentine's Day dinner at the Ryans. And I wish I had gone through my photo album, because there's a picture of me in pigtails sitting on your lap, and I remember how special I felt getting to go to dinner with my dad. And another memory that I really, really enjoyed was getting chosen to go to the symphony on Sunday night. I really enjoyed those times, and occasionally we would go out to Denny's afterwards, and Lynn would get her hot apple pie with cheddar and vanilla ice cream, and I would get my tapioca pudding. Anyways, we love you. Happy 80th birthday. You're an amazing dad and an amazing man, and I can't say enough. Thanks for everything you've done for us. Love you. Bye.
Alright, happy birthday, Dad. If I didn't get that out there, Lynn would terrorize me probably for the rest of my life. So, I want to talk to you about some of the fondest memories I have. One of the first memories I have of you is when you were tying my shoe for one of my first days in preschool or kindergarten. And while you were tying the shoe, I thought it'd be a better option just to jump on your back and pretend you were a horse. And with that, you let me continue to go around and around and around the room like a horse to just entertain me for that time being. The second memory I have of you is one that Lynn and I were just giggling about here. And it was how you let Lynn get away with doing no chores. And the reason why this one is funny to me is because you guys would make me or one of the other siblings go out and feed the horses. But for me, for instance, you'd say, go feed the horses. And I'd say, they're not my horses. And you say, well, I would say they're Lynn's horses. And you'd say, well, Lynn's working right now, which means she was on the piano practicing. And I'd say, well, I'm allergic to hay and horses. And you'd say, it's okay. Just go feed the horses. So that was one of the next memories I had, which was a continuous one. Another one I have of you and your brother, Joe, which is one that I will never get out of my mind, is I was in 8th grade. We were up in Lake Chelan and we were playing the AAU basketball game up there. Well, I'm sure you remember this one too, but Joe was in the stands being kind of rowdy, and he was hooting and hollering, yelling at the refs, and eventually that turned into him getting kicked out of the game. And on your way out, both of you were screaming, JJ, Johnny Reichman, and all of a sudden that name has just stuck with me, and it will probably stick with me until my very end. And one of the last memories I have was a fond memory, and this one's kind of funny too, was on my graduation day. You had told Marie that you did not think of her ever as an adopted child, that she's always been your child and your family. And then when I came up to you and wanted to talk to you, you said Marie has something to tell you. So, but eventually you were the support I had throughout my whole college life, and the support I had moving up to Alaska, you and Mom. And then I couldn't have asked for anybody else to have my back other than my real father, which is you. So happy birthday, and I love you, and I'm done shoveling your roof for this year. That's Lynn's job from now on, since she gets out of the work all the time. All right? Thank you. Bye, Dad.
Happy 80th birthday, John. Thank you for always being so hospitable and welcoming us to your home when we come and visit. Thank you for letting us have our yappy dogs and for always being so pleasant. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday!
Just wanted to say happy birthday and that we love you, and we are so. I lost it. Damn it! You said you were ready.
I am ready. Well, I thought I was doing it by myself.
Okay,
so
go.
I know what I'm gonna do.
All right, you go first.
Fine, that's fine. I'll go first. Just let me know when you're ready.
Keep going.
All right. Happy birthday, John. I'm really excited to be a part of this family. I know it's been a real fun road for us. I'll never forget that first car ride that we had where you just wanted to spread your knowledge to me and just about the family, about Wenatchee. It was just, I'll never forget it. It really stuck with me. I've talked about the car ride over today. It was just a real good memory that I'll absolutely never forget about. So I just want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad. You have always been my #1 fan and my biggest lucky charm whenever I was playing soccer, and I always felt more confident with you on my... You were always my lucky charm in soccer. You were always my lucky charm in soccer, always good on the sidelines, and I remember you always letting me ride your back when we went to the lake because I couldn't swim on my own, and you always were my gentle giant, and I wanted to say I love you, and I'm just happy to be a part of this family. Thank you.
You remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? And you can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. But I swear in the days still left, we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down, as you lie in fields of gold. You remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. When we